Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, the program that focuses on county functions. I'm Freeholder Director Tom Marnona. I'm very excited to have my guest, Deputy Director Sue Kiley. Hello, Sue. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Tom?
So I know that we've worked together now for like the last year or so, and it's been great. I have to tell you, you hit the ground running. And we all have our specialties. All five of us have our specialties up there. And you took an initiative that obviously I didn't have too much knowledge of, and I watched you grow this program here, and it's really becoming very exciting, and that's Monmouth Acts.
Correct.
Can you tell me a little bit about it, our
Sure.
residents here, because I think they'll be very excited.
Sure. Monmouth Acts is just terrific, and like you said, just such a great fit for me because I'm able to use my healthcare background and really get involved in this and make a difference. So Monmouth Acts came out of an assessment that the county did because the county wanted to understand what the human needs were of our residents in our county, and that started in 2016. And as a result of that analysis, we created Monmouth Acts. Monmouth Acts was designed to be a private-public partnership so that we are working with all of the shareholders in the county that are delivering services, and they are partnering with our county employees to create a total solution for our residents.
You know, it's amazing because I hear, all these little tidbits about it, and I'm watching it grow and expand to be such a benefit to Monmouth County. We have so many great programs, whether it's Grow Monmouth, Growing in Monmouth, Shared Service, but this was a component that was kind of missing here, and you took it head on, and anytime you take a new program on, there's always challenges and obstacles, but you seem to overcome it. But I know there's like hubs that are created.
Yes. So basically what we did was we broke down the analysis into key areas where we found the greatest needs, and those became hubs, 8 hubs. Each one of those hubs is chaired by a county employee and someone from the private world, so that we're getting feedback and information and creating trust and a working relationship as we go along. Those hubs go basically from cradle to grave. So there's one for infancy and early childhood, there's one for school-age children, there's one for aging, we have one for homelessness.
Wow.
We have one on mental health and addiction, we have one for transportation, and we have one for communication, which is one of our biggest issues, Tom. I got to tell you, when I started, many people said to me, oh, the county doesn't have enough service for us. Wow. That is so wrong, but the problem is that people don't know what's there.
Well, that was my next question to you. Like, where do residents find out about these services?
So now that everyone is part of one big network,
that's important.
Everyone knows what's out there, and we use the term "no wrong door." So if you can imagine, if you go into a facility that is part of the network for a specific service, they are going to be able to help you with anything that you need within the system. The other thing we have is a website that we're working on. It's monmouthacts.org, and we're trying to build that website with a list of all of the services in the county, contact information, and then we're putting up success stories there, things that we've already seen as a result of this program.
That's important. So I know that when you brought these programs in, you streamlined them to bring them in. And does that seem to be working where it's working more fluently? It
is. Well, I'll give you an example. United Way has financial centers, and senior citizens come into those centers and they help them with things like doing their taxes or understanding the services that are available to them. Well, why reinvent the wheel and put that service into another entity or have the county create a service like that?
So important.
So if we're working together, we're sharing services and we're creating a better system and a better function for the residents.
Well, that's amazing because when I first came on the board, that's one of the big initiatives that we looked at is duplication of services. And if you could bring them together, you could probably offer more services.
Exactly right.
So where do you see it really making a difference? I mean, and I know it's in the early stages, and you work so hard to get it where it is now, but some of the success stories that you've seen where you see the difference, and you know what, that's a good feeling. It makes you work even harder to make this program be even bigger and better.
So I'll give you some good success stories. One is in the early childhood development. We discovered through working with other organizations that care for that population that there are many moms out there that are brand new moms with new babies. They don't know anything about how to take care of a child, and P.S. have other things going on in their lives. You know, they may have a homeless problem. They may be hungry. They may be a single parent. So what we were able to do is get grant money to create a parent advocate position.
Oh, that's great.
And now that advocate is going out and meeting with new moms and helping them to become better parents so that their children get a great first start.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great success story. You know, it's amazing because our county, and I'm sure you realize it, and I'm sure you did not realize it because I know I did not when I was mayor of the town that I was in. All the functions that county does, people really do not realize all they are. They just take
Yep.
it for granted. And I think Monmouth County's, I have to believe we're different than others, and I think all of us work so well together. It's a pleasure working with you, and I know, you know, I see that passion, and we all have our passion that we have because we all come from towns that we ran at one time.
Exactly.
So we have initiatives that we want to start here. This program is phenomenal. I can't commend you enough for this. And as one of your colleagues, I will tell you that whatever support you need through this, I'm there for you, and looking forward to continuing working with you for many years. And keep growing this program. It's best for Monmouth County, and I know that the residents of Monmouth County, even though you might not think it, because you don't hear it as, you know, we don't hear it all the time.
Right.
Because when something's real good, you really don't hear about it. It's when it's bad that you know about it.
Yeah.
But people so much appreciate it, and you should be so much commended for this.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Looking forward to a great 2020. And I'm looking forward for us working and doing great things together.
Great. You know, Monmouth County is at the forefront all the time. You know, you created programs for Grow Monmouth, Made in Monmouth, and now they're expanding them throughout New Jersey. Same thing with the Monmouth Acts. This is new and innovative, and Monmouth is doing it for our residents. And the more I get to know about what the county does, I am so
It's
proud to be
amazing.
a part of it.
And
I
we're
really
lucky
am.
we have great staff.
We absolutely do.
You know,
We
from our
absolutely
administrator
do.
on down, everybody just works as a true team.
Yeah.
I tell you, government should work like that everywhere. But as long as it
agree.
works here, that's good enough.
We'll take it, right?
And I thank you very much, and it was always a pleasure.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.